All right, I'll go ahead and share this out. See if anybody comes in. Hey, Desi. How's it going, Big John? Big John? We just got out here. It is horrible. The water is flooded up high. Oh, let me turn that down. Give me a second, y'all. I'm going to share this out on my Facebook and I'll turn this off. Yeah, we literally just got out here and got set up. The water's climbed about 6 to 8 foot. Last week when we come out, actually about 4 days ago, me and my daughter, me and my son and my wife come out, and we was sitting about 25 yards out that way. The water has done risen again, so I'm back to standing where there's no place to stand, back to going climbing on a tree when I have to retrieve baits and fish. So it's going to be a fun night. Hopefully you can see the rods. We just got out here. I've only got 2 of my 3 rods out because my wife didn't inform me that she put all my bait in the freezer. So I've only got a little bit of bait thawed, and I got some night crawlers. And right now I got a small rod, little bait rod right in front of me, about 3 foot of water, so we can try to get some bait. And somehow I got mud all over the place. Come on. Oh yeah. Sitting all uneven. Nothing's even tapped my bait rod yet. Something tapped it. That's about all they did to it. See if I can't get out a little further. There we go. All right. Zero people in the building. Oh, All right, Desi. I'll be sitting here. I don't expect anybody to come in tonight. There's like 9 people live, 10 people live tonight. But I had to come out here anyway. So all right. This current is rushing. I almost, when I seen how fast it was going down down river, I almost turned around and left. But today's one of those days where I have to come out if I want to be out or not. So I'm out here, and I'm gonna be out here for a few hours at least. Probably gonna be one of the shortest lives I've ever done. I may have 5 people come in the whole night if I'm lucky because there's so many people live. But this is more for my mother than it is for me. So let's hope we get some fishies. Current's out there swinging my baits around everywhere, but got a little bit of bounce in all the rods that are out. But it is what it is. Hope we can catch one of these big flathead. I mean, one of these big flatheads out here, or one of these big blues coming off the beds. Gotta get some better bait though. Maybe as the sun starts to set a little bit more, maybe my bait rod will do some good. Last time it was flooded like this, we're throwing out, a few feet. We caught a bunch of small channel cats, a bunch of drum, and everything else. So maybe I'll get lucky and hook into a drum. I don't really want to hook into a channel cat and use it for bait. But right now, only thing we got out is bacon and night crawlers. Strawberry chicken's frozen. I almost forgot to turn my other phone down. I know people are going to start calling me. All right, so we got 2 people in the house. Desi's probably one of them. Guess and Big John, you guess you're still in here too, brother? I appreciate everybody that does come in. Like I say, I ain't expecting too many to come in. It's probably gonna be a real short live. I just out here trying to see if I can't catch something for my mother. And for some reason, it don't look like it's shared. Try to share it out on Facebook, but it don't look like it did. Huh. I guess it didn't. Well, we're gonna have to fix that now, ain't we? All right, it says we got 3 people in the house. Oh, let's see if it'll let me share it this time. It wouldn't let me share it. Chris, how's it going, brother? Thank you for stopping in. Big Slim, what's up, brother? We just got out here about 10 minutes ago. Water is flooded. I'm talking flooded. And yeah, current is rushing. I don't know. Right now I've only got 2 rods out. My wife did not inform me that she had put my strawberry chicken in the freezer. So needless to say, all my bait's frozen. I got some hit on a night crawler. I actually got your favorite one out there, Chris. I got bacon out there right now on the green rod. I ain't got it lit up yet. As soon as the sun goes down a little bit, I'll light it up. And I got night crawler on the orange rod, and I got a little bait rod here in the water trying to catch some bait so I can have some real bait. I did not get to go out and catch bluegills like I normally do, so that didn't make me too happy today. We do have a lot of fish activity. Of course, we have a lot of people out here yelling and screaming too, so. Alrighty. Now maybe I shared it out. What's it say? My favorite. Oh, it does work. It does work. Michael Williams, what is up, brother? I appreciate it. I don't know if I've ever seen you in my stream or not. Give me I'm an old man, so my memory's gone. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, yes, Chris. Yeah, it does work. It works real well. I actually had 5 to 6 pounds of it in the freezer, and my freezer went out, and we didn't know it went out. It went out for like a day and a half, so it all thawed out. Then we refroze it. And I looked at my wife and I said, "You know what? I'm not going to take it. I'm not taking a chance on eating it." She goes, "Yeah, me neither." I said, "Okay, well, I'll use it for bait." Normally, I'd come down here with about at least 5 or 10 bluegill and have some other baits with me, but today it's been a crazy day beyond belief. And then I get up here and I'll show y'all, which a little bit y'all can see. This river is way up. I will be climbing on this tree out here. I will be climbing on that tree out there by the end of the night to try to get my fish in, because if I catch any fish, there's a big tree out here that I usually sit on that is underwater again. My last live that we did when I was with my wife and my stepson, we was out here about 4 or 5 days ago. We was literally 20 yards this direction, 20 yards out in the water. And that's how high it's climbed already. And I don't know why it's climbed so much. But yeah, it's been a crazy day. Then I get down here to see this and I almost turn around. Well, thank you for stopping in now, Michael. Hopefully you enjoy the stream. As soon as the sun goes down a little bit, I'll be able to light these rods up. I got eel wire wrapped them around them so they glow pretty bright. You can usually see every takedown on them. I do not have my this Chris Flores Muddy River flathead rod. I don't have any bait and don't have it casted out yet. Right now I'm trying to catch some little fish to throw on there. We got a bunch of carp and everything else that swim around here. So I got some small night crawler right here in front of me. Since the water's so flooded and I'm sitting in a small cove, I've casted out about 5 or 6 foot in front of me to where it's just sitting there, trying to catch some bait to throw on there. And I'll throw out my flathead rod. The flathead rod will glow blue, the center rod will glow orange, and the last rod down there will glow green. I'll be lighting them up here in probably about 10 minutes. David, what is up, brother? No luck yet. We've only got two of the 3 remaining rods out. I haven't even lit them up yet. I got bacon on one and nightcrawler on the other. I've got strawberry chicken, but my wife failed to tell me that she put it in the freezer. So needless to say, it's a solid brick of ice. So the water is flooded way high. Current is ripping. So I don't know how long I'm going to stay on. I might only be on here an hour or 2. I don't know yet. Depends on the bites. I'm seeing a lot of fish activity. My rods are getting some nibbles. So with any luck, we'll have a good stream. Even though I got to play heck to get the fish in here, because I got a log right here that blocks everything. And if the fish swim into this tree, there's a whole tree in front of me laying long ways across me. I'm casting over top of it. And I've got about a 3 foot section, 2 to 3 foot section between this tree behind this light lamp, behind it, and where the tree stump touches down here to get the fish through. So I have to climb out here on this tree so I can get the fish in. Now my bacon rod's getting a hit. I'm gonna go ahead and light these up, even though it's still early. That way y'all can see them and I can see them in the camera. That way if we do get a good takedown or whatever, I'll be able to see it in here when I'm talking to y'all. And I might actually break out my other light and put it over here in this tree. Since I know I'm gonna have to use this tree again, I may as well light it up to where I can see it. So give me just a second, y'all, and I'll be right back. And oh yeah, by the way, if y'all hear a bunch of bang, 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 I promise you, only 10% of it is gunfire. Only 10%. I am in Louisville, and there's a lot of shootings down here, but everybody decided to celebrate the 4th on the 3rd. I mean, the Indiana side is full of people from what I can see, and they've got some big fireworks. So we might even get a fireworks show tonight. We'll see. If the fish ain't biting, we might have fireworks. Let me pass that to my tree. There we go. All right. Hopefully you see them rods better now. I went and cleared out a path to the tree because I know I'm going to have to use it tonight. Go ahead and lift it up a little bit where y'all can see them the tips. I know I'm going to have to use that tonight, so I may as well get it ready to go. Clear it out a little path where I can get over there without tripping in the weeds. So all we need now is a takedown. Actually, I got my slack. I had slack in my bait rod. The slack is gone. I wonder if something's playing with it down there. We're going to find out. If it was, it ain't on there. It got some of my night crawler though. See, I got a little bitty old hook. We got some small carp. We got some very small carp, and we have some drum out here. So I figured I put a real tiny hook on here, something they get in their mouth easy, and we'll see if we can't hook into something and throw it on the hook. As soon as the strawberry chicken thaws out a little bit, I'll probably throw a big chunk on the Muddy River flathead rod and throw it on out there. That way I'm at least using all 3 rods. They're going to cross each other in the line. They're probably going to cross, but I'll have to figure that all out when I get it out there. Because it's traveling this way, and it's done carried all my lines this direction. So it's probably going to be under the tree by the time I'm done with it. But it won't be the first time I've had to climb out on the edge of that tree upside down and cut a fish loose. Now I'm hoping the fireworks and stuff and all the commotion don't affect the fishing. It shouldn't. I mean, these fish are used to so much noise down here that it shouldn't affect anything. I think the light affects everything more. Because I've been down here fishing with some of my friends, and we've been down here yelling, screaming, stomping in the water, running back and forth across the beach, stomping in the water. Never affected the fish before. Had fireworks. I've been out here during Thunder over Louisville. Anybody that's been in Louisville or watched Thunder over Louisville, they'll know what I'm talking about. It's one of the biggest fireworks displays there is. And I've been down here during that when they light up the whole sky over top of the river and have barges full of fireworks going off out in the middle of the river and still catch fish. So I don't think it's going to bother them any, but we'll see. Either way it goes, I'm going to be out here. Thank you, baby. Thank you for letting me know because Daddy was worried about her. Anybody that is in the stream, if they seen the caption, fishing for my mama, 351, what is up, brother? Anybody that seen the caption about fishing for my mama passed away many years ago, 1999. She passed away at 9:47 on July 3rd. Watched her take her last breath because she was suffering through cancer. And every year, because the night she passed away, all of her kids, because there was 25 or 30 of us that she called her kids. All the neighborhood kids were her kids, along with her real kids. We all got together because my mother loved to fish. And on that night when she passed away, as soon as the corner left with her, we all grabbed our rods and went straight to the river because that's what she would have wanted. And every year I try to make it a point on the anniversary of her death, I come out and fish. Now I have missed it the past 5 or 6 years, and my fishing has gotten bad. It has been real bad since I missed it. So I'm hoping for some good juju tonight, and make my mama happy, make my mama proud, and maybe catch some fish for her. If she was out here, she probably done whoop my butt because she was a lot better fisherman than I ever was. The spot where my mother grew up at on the river is probably 20 miles from here. It's a private boat dock area and like a boat arena or what they call it, marina. And they will not let me go there to fish because originally I wanted to go there for my mom because that's where she grew up as a kid. Hi, baby. I'm back in the trees. I am back in the trees. Here's the water again. Womp, womp, womp. Yeah. The tree I was going to use for my rod holders, the tree I was supposed to use to put my rod holders on, the permanent rod holders, is gone again. This time it's underwater so far that you can't even see it. Almost turned around and went home. Oh, I understand that. I understand that, Chris. I understand it. I just appreciate you being here. Hopefully, I get a good takedown for y'all. Uh, yeah, I doubt anybody gonna be hearing much of anything tonight because of the fireworks. I think everybody and their mothers decided they was gonna take and do the fireworks tonight instead of tomorrow. So it is what it is. And every dog in the neighborhood is gonna bark and growl and whimper because there's so much noise. Something big just rolled out there, and it's right there 2 foot from my where I'm at, or not 2 foot, but where that tree's at. And I was just talking about that tree out here. It rolled about 2 foot by that tree. If I didn't think I'd get it hung up, I got a bait rod on the ground right here. I'm trying to catch some fresh bait, and I got it out there. If I didn't think I'd get it hung up, I'd probably cast closer to that tree to see what happens. Matter of fact, you know what? You only live once. They done got my night crawler. Ain't that something? Knew that was going to happen. I love you too, baby. I wish you would have told me you put the strawberry chicken in the freezer. I went to grab it and it's frozen solid. Be back, y'all. I gotta get another piece of crawler because these little suckers done got a little baby hook for some bait fish because they're jumping out there real close. And they done got my crawler off there. I got to fix that because I need some fresh fish. Orange rod's getting a few taps. Yeah, that's a bunch of bait fish out there by that tree. They're sitting there splashing around right now. I'm gonna see if I can't get out there right there to them. There we go. Did I cross my line somehow? I sure did. I don't know how I crossed my line, but somehow I crossed my line. Let's try that again. This time without crossing the line. We're good on the bait rod. Oh, something done hit the bait rod already. Well, I just bounced. I might have to hold that thing. That way I can feel if they take off with it. So they don't keep on stripping my night crawlers. There's something big rolling right out here in front of me. Hopefully it takes one of them rods because it's right there where the rods are at. Well, y'all, if we don't start catching fish, I will turn the camera around and we will have a fireworks show because it looks like they're setting up some crazy fireworks out there. Got something on there? No, I'm hung up on a tree or something. Keep an eye on this bait rod. It's going to be hard to do at night, but it is what it is. Might need to put a smaller sinker on there. That way they can run with it and I can fill them run with it. I know I got a bunch of small fish out there. Some small shiners, some small skipjacks, some shad, some small drum. And right now I got about a 1 ounce sinker on there and my leader's not really that long. So if they run with it, they're going to feel the weight of the sinker before they feel the hook. Looks like something's messing with that line on the green one. George Ray, what is up, brother? We ain't had much action yet besides fireworks. That's about it. I've only got 2 of my 4 rods out. 2 of my 3 rods out right now. My flathead rod ain't out. The current's rushing real hard. I don't have any fresh bait because I didn't get a chance to get out and get any. So right now I'm using night crawlers and strawberry chicken and bacon. Strawberry chicken's actually frozen solid, so I'm not even using it yet. But I do have a bait rod in my hand right now, a little bitty old bait rod. And that's what I'm going to try to catch some bait with. I got a bunch of bait swimming out here where I'm at. So, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put this bait rod down and go ahead and hook up this light so y'all can see. Starting to get dark. If they start firing off a bunch of crazy fireworks, which they haven't done yet, I'm going to flip this camera around so y'all can watch the fireworks show also. There we go. Yeah, I'm lit up like Levi's now. Now I'm glowing. Hold on, let me see if I can turn this down some. Usually they don't let me turn it down, but I got to see if I can get it down some. Man, I'm glowing. There we go. Probably won't stay like that, but that'd be better if it does. And I got critters running through the woods right now. I guess they try to get to my bacon. They can smell my bacon. All right, grab my bait rod, see what's going on with it. Every time I lay it down, I get it hung up on something. They're down there eating my night crawler, I'll tell you that now. They're down there attacking it. But they ain't committing to it. My tree I normally use my cup holder here to set my rod in. Yeah, it sounds like I got a bunch of critters trying to come down here right now. And some big fish rolling out here too. That's down there by my worm rod and my bacon rod. Hopefully I'll get lucky and they take something on it. I'm really wishing I could catch one of these little bait fish I've been seeing out here swimming. Most of them are probably about that big, so if I can catch one, be a good live bait to throw on. There's something swimming out there about my ring rod, just started swimming around circles and stuff. So let's see if anything takes it. It's gonna be fun getting these rods reeled in though. And we will prove tonight on if the bang or the firework affects the fishing, or if the fish will still bite. I had a bat try to come by here just now. Now I'm gonna show y'all some fireworks. Y'all enjoy the fireworks show for a minute. Whoa, that was huge. Yes, we have live fishing and a fireworks show at the same time. It was lighting off bigger ones a minute ago, but then they stopped. We have a lot of fish activity. I mean, we got a lot of fish activity. The fish are just jumping out of the water, grabbing other bait fish like they always do, like there's nothing going on. It don't seem to be affecting them any at all. Thought I had something for a second there. Get the guy to tap on the green rod. Tappy tap on the green rod. We'll see what happens. Got a lot of big fish jumping around and feeding out here right around me. So, It might be a good thing. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Could be a bad thing because I don't have any fish. Usually I come down here with minimum of 3 or 4 bluegill just to back myself up. But today I didn't get to get none. Now I did bring my trap out with me. I have a big minnow trap, one of the umbrella traps. Never used it, and I was planning on using it today. But then I got down here and found out how flooded the water was, and I'm kind of scared to put it out there. But if I don't catch some kind of bait fish here in a few minutes, then I may want to put it back. I may be putting it out anyway. Okay, let's watch some more fireworks, y'all. Well, every time they start lighting them up, they just stop. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. Like I said, the fish are still out here moving around and being very active. I don't know. I have felt about 3 or 4 small pulls on my bait rod, but nothing strong enough to commit. I've had a few small taps on my orange and my green rod, but like I said, nothing big enough to commit yet. I think some of that fish activity I'm hearing out there. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Yeah, actually, I didn't come up with that idea though. Actually, Ricky's Creation come up with it. I had thought about doing something similar. I was looking for the lights to do it with, and then he come out with a video explaining how to do it and everything else. I did do mine a little bit different because he went all out with it and put the power bank inside the handle. Eventually, I will do that, but as of right now, I'm okay with where they're at. I do believe a lot of fish activity I'm having, some of carp. Because I didn't know we had Asian carp like we do now. We've got a lot of Asian carp in here, and I didn't know it. I didn't know it until they started bow fishing down here, and then I saw Asian carp everywhere. And I think some of the jumping I'm seeing is from the fireworks. That wasn't because that was when there wasn't no noise. Something touched something. But a lot of the jumping I'm seeing out here is happening. And that wasn't those ain't carp. Those are catfish right there. I just saw one of them come up chasing a little shad or something. I just wish one of these little shads or skipjack would. Fins and Fowls, what's up, brother? I just wish one of these little bait fish would bite my rod. I would definitely put him on a hook. I think I'm gonna go over here and cast this a little bit further out and see if because right now I can't cast this thing any distance at all because all my lines are gonna be crossing each other. So I'm gonna cast this out a little bit further that direction where I keep on seeing all the roll. See if I can't get it out a few more feet and see if I can get something to take it. Give me a second to get out here and do this. Big old fish out here rolling. Now I got my bait rod. I got my bait rod about 12 foot, 14 foot from the bank. So I keep on seeing some fish roll over there, some bigger fish. Look like some carp or some drum over there rolling. So I'm gonna put my bait rod right over there in front of them, see what happens. Worst thing that can happen is I get a fish. Look like something done ran with my line. And they caught a snag. They sure did. They ran me right into that tree. Oh, got it free though. Right, I'm gonna check this strawberry chicken and see if it's thawed out any, so I can put this third rod out. Give me a variety of bait. That didn't go nowhere. That went a foot and a half out in front of me. That might be a decent spot. Should be something in there. All right, let me see if any of this strawberry chicken's thawed out, y'all. It's still a solid ice cream. It's starting to thaw a little bit, but it's still a solid ice cream. I'll give it a few more minutes and then I'm gonna put it on there frozen, I guess, because I gotta have bait out. Ain't no sense of having all these rods and carrying all these rods down here on my back. Carrying 65 pounds of gear and they're not using it. There ain't no sense of having flathead rods and not using them. So I'm expecting the fireworks to die down in a little bit. They may not. Across the river from me where they was lighting a bunch of them off. It looks like most of them people are packing up. Nope, they're still firing them off. I seen a bunch of headlights like they was pulling off, so I thought they was packing up, but I guess they just using the headlights so they can see to set the fireworks up. I would like to get out a little bit further. I can get where I keep on seeing these fish at, but give me a second. I'm gonna throw my headlamp on, y'all, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get up closer to these fish, where these fish are jumping at, and put my bait out there right there to them. I really need to bait fish. There we go. See, that's what I was talking about. Right there in front of them. All right. They're lighting some decent fireworks off. That's what I was going to do, make it thaw faster. But the angle I'm sitting at the water, well, the water is climbing again. When I first got down here, the angle I was sitting at the water, I couldn't safely get to the water. So, yeah, I might be able to get to it now. Usually I'll put the bag in the water. That way it thaws faster. I still like to catch some bait fish because, like I said, normally I'm down here. I normally have at least 3 bluegill. Oh, snap. Did he break me off? He broke me off. What the heck? Something just hit me hard on my bait rod. and bit the line. I bet you it was a gar. That line is bit in half. He took my hook. He took my sinker. Almost yanked it out of my hand. So that just goes to tell you they're still biting, even with all these fireworks going on. Unfortunately, I don't know if I got any more small sinkers. I'm gonna have to check to see what I got. I ain't got no small hooks. I think the smallest hook I got with me right now is I want to say a 5/0 circle hook. I was gonna bring out. I got some little size 10. I got some size 10 Eagle Claw salmon egg hooks. I was gonna bring them with me, but they was in my wife's van and she was gone when I left, so I didn't get those. Smallest hook I got's a 5/0. That's gonna bite because 5/0 is not gonna be small enough to hook one of these little baby fishies. We're gonna see though. See what kind of sinkers I got. There got anything small in here? Hey, that'll work. I got a little bitty baby 1 ounce no row. We're gonna throw it on there, but a 5/0. Another night crawler. Now I have caught some decent sized drum right here in this area using this exact same setup, so we don't know. We never know until we try. Hold on, y'all. My daughter's calling me on my other phone. Hello. Don't worry about see, don't worry about it. You let her enjoy the fireworks. Okay, yeah, I'll call Mama and find out what's going on. And you don't worry about anything. You go ahead and watch the fireworks. At least open the front door and watch them. Okay. Okay. Well, I love you. All right. Bye. All right, y'all. I might have to step away from the stream for a few minutes. Try to find out what's going on because my daughter just called and said there was some kind of commotion going on at the house. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna step away from the screen and call and find out what's going on, and then I'll come back in. I'm not gonna close the stream. I'm just gonna walk away for a second and call. I won't close the stream unless I have to. I was gonna set this up where it would slide, but I don't know. I may still do it that way. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna step away. My phone keeps on ringing. It must be important, so I'm gonna step away for 30 seconds. I apologize. Hopefully, I don't have to end the stream. But I know a lot of y'all got families and know how that works too. So give me just a minute. I'll be right back with everybody. Now, while I'm gone, if y'all see a rod bend over, feel free to reach on in and grab it. Yeah, he's probably collected something. Y'all try to stay out of it as much as possible. Has he already called the cops? All right. I guess I'll set this up to slide just to make sure. This is an awful big hook. I wish I had my little 10 size 10 hooks down here with me, but since I don't, I'll make do with what I got. See if I can find some stuff real quick. Find my beads here. I don't even have my beads here. It should have been all of this stuff. I'm not seeing them. I guess somebody took my beads out of my bag. I guess I won't use a bead. I guess I'll just use a regular swivel. We're done with it. I got a 200-pound swivel anyway. Won't be no big deal. I'm running 12-pound line on my bait rod, and so we should be good. I got a 1 ounce. I'm putting a 1 ounce no row. Like I said, I wish I had a lot smaller hook. I usually keep bait hooks with me, but I went out fishing with my niece. I went out fishing with my nieces a couple weeks ago, and I took all my bait hooks out of my bag so we can have little bluegill hooks to catch bluegills and stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. Now I have caught about 10 drum down here on these size 5 circle hooks. So if that's what's down here biting, whatever it was a minute ago was a lot bigger than a shiner. I can promise you that now, because it almost yanked the rod out of my hand. Then it broke the line. So, and I just checked this line before I come down here. There wasn't no weak spots in it. So we're gonna try. We're gonna see. We got some more fireworks. Come on, y'all gonna fire them off. Keep them going. Let's watch them. Let's watch them. I think they just playing with our emotions. Make sure I got a long enough leader on here. Oh, crap. I gotta be like the biggest idiot in the world out here on 3rd of July with all these fireworks, but you know, it is what it is. I'm here and I'm gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen one way or another. I get this little bait rod set back up. Try to catch us some fresh bait. Hopefully whatever broke it off a minute ago comes back. I doubt they will, but he yanked it right out of my hand. Next you know, my hook and sinker's gone. Might have been a gar, because the last time it flooded like this, it I seen a baby gar out here. Well, wasn't a baby. He was about 2.5 foot, 3 foot. To me, that's a baby, but all right. Oh, got fireworks in y'all. Give y'all some fireworks while I'm tying this up. I heard that fish. Might have saw that jump. All right, that's enough fireworks. Let's wash your rods. All right. I'm still working on this bait rig right here. Boom, boom. Yes, sir. Fireworks. At least we got some kind of action down here. Green rod's getting a little tug, but it ain't nothing major. Ain't nothing for me to jump up and jump for joy for yet. This bait line's hard to tie in the dark because it's only 12-pound mono and it's been on the reel for so long that it's literally it's gonna turn into a bunch of twisted stuff. I'm firing off the doors now. Yep. As soon as I turn the camera, they stop. As soon as I turn the camera, they stop. Ain't that something? Ah, that ain't good. Got to have sunscreen out here in this sun, man. You don't want sunburn. Just makes the next fishing trip horrible. But I think I'm gonna give up on this, and I'm gonna turn this into a Kentucky knot because I'm tired of playing with this thing. Every time I let go the pressure on the line, it just spirals. So I'm gonna Kentucky knot it and be done with it. I ain't got off the bait to have my bait rod out. I need bait. Boom. Now I was not aware that they was gonna have all these fireworks down here. Rumbling, rumbling, rumbling. Yeah, the nose is actually probably the worst part. That burns and hurts for weeks. That's my worst, my least liked. They all bite and they all suck, but that's one of the worst. Where you going, buddy? You ain't going nowhere. The only place you're going is on a hook. Go ahead and use some bait. Yeah, unfortunately, I had to switch to a lot bigger hook than what I want to use out here with bait. But you know, it is what it is. We got to make work with what we got. Let's see if I can get this back out there where I had it a minute ago. Or they took off with it, no more chunks out of my hand. And I'll see if I can't hook them this time. Whatever that was a lot bigger than a little, I'd say a little shiner or anything. It'd probably at least a 2 or 3 pound drum or so. I didn't have a tight grip on the rod, but he ganked. And I felt him pull. And then I felt him no more. Yeah, we really need a drum or a carp or something right now. Baby gar, drum, carp, anything that can be cut up and used for bait. Because I don't like fishing unless I got some kind of bait on, some kind of fish. I think the current's trying to pull me right into the snags. That's what it's doing. The current's pulling me into snags. There we go. I got out of it. Didn't lose my worm or my hook, so we're good. I ain't far enough out to do nothing. Trying to keep it from getting in that tree out there. I ought to set my bait rod up in the rod holder right here, since I'm not using my hammerhead rod yet until I catch some bait. Yeah, you can catch some little ones on fins. I mean, I use 10-aught. I use anywhere from 8 to 10-aught, sometimes 12-aughts. And I hooked into 2 or 3 pound channels on little bitty, on 10-aught and 12-aught hooks. I've hooked into 2-pound channels. So it can be done. Matter of fact, I hooked into a little 6-inch fingerling baby channel cat beginning of this year on, I think it was an 8-aught hook. So yeah, it can be done. Now I've hooked about 25 drum on these 5-aughts, so it's just waiting to see if they come back, because they was in this cove a minute ago, and like I said, something almost ripped it out of my hand, and I felt it jerk. And then all of a sudden, no more jerk and no more hook and sinker. I really like to get this flathead rod out. Like I said, I didn't bring my cart today. Normally I roll my cart down here. I got a golf cart caddy cart for carrying a golf bag, and I usually put my bag of gear on top of it. I didn't bring it with me today because I didn't feel like messing with carrying it down up and down the hill, but it won't roll down the hill. So I just threw my bag on my shoulder and ran with it. And yeah, now I'm got all these rods out here and I ain't using but 2 or 3 of them. So I need to get them all in the water. I don't know how I'm gonna get them all in the water, because as high as the water's up and the current's flowing so fast, it's dragging all my lines this direction. So they're all gonna be tangled together. If I hook into a fish, I can best believe that when I hook into it, I'm gonna wind up having all my lines tangled together. But as long as I get the fish, I don't care. When all this water goes back down, I'll get most of my gear back. If I lose any, should get most of it back. I had a fish over this tree a couple weeks ago, and we lost about, I think, 9 rigs total. We got 3 of them back, and I wasn't even trying to find them. I wasn't even looking, and we found 3 of them. So we shall see what happens. And there's something out there playing with that green rod, but that's all they're doing is just playing. They're not trying to do anything for real. Do this old-fashioned way, the way I don't have to keep on messing with it, because I can only go out about about 5 foot, 6 foot. So I'm gonna pull the line out, swing it, and let the line out instead of using the reel itself. Somebody hit the orange rod. I thought that might have been me, but that wasn't me. The orange rod's way over here. I'll get lucky and take it down. There we go. That's more like where I wanted to be at. That's always the best way to do it, Benz. I mean, I walk to my spot. I'm 15 minutes away from my spot. I've got a few other spots here in Louisville because I live down here in Louisville that I like to fish more. Got more fish and everything else. But with the current situations and things going on down here in Louisville, the police don't want you down in those areas or anything else, so they chase you off. They might be blues in there. They might be blues in there. You can always find out this spring. Hold on, somebody's calling. Hello. Hold on a second. Let me walk away for a second. Give me a second, y'all. I'll be right back. You there? No. No. Did I talk? I talked to you. I thought this was phone. I said, watch the fireworks. I told her to get out of the Yeah, I know. They're overreacting. They're overreacting. That's all it is. You know how those people are. Well, this time it's on this the opposite way. So I mean, it's no big deal. I'm like, it is what it is. But yeah, it's the opposite way right now. Yeah, yeah, no, it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. Do what? Oh no, she don't live with me. No, she would never live with me. Never ever in a million years would she live with me. I don't like the girl. No, everything's fine. It's just a little bit. They was overreacting a little bit. So, yep, you know how it is. Yeah. Yeah. They just wanted to get over it before the authorities did, so they could make sure everything was okay. So that's all they was doing. I told them go ahead back home. So stay out of it and go home. Well, I told her to go on out there and watch them. I told her to go ahead and go out there and watch them. I will. I understand that. Now everything will be all right. All right. I'll talk to you later. All right. Bye. Wannabe, what is up? Sorry I was on the phone. Got some family issues going on right now, and they keep on calling me every few minutes, trying to find out what's going on, what's not going on. Right now, the count is 0-0. Steve Adams, how's it going? Let's see here. The Jimmy James notes. Jimmy James. I'm not sure. I might know him if I saw him. I know a lot of people here in Louisville, but I don't know them except for by their faces. I've got a real bad memory. I guess it's what happened when you get old. And yeah, I've got a real bad memory. I can't remember numbers. I can't remember people's names. It's one of those things where unless I see your face, I really don't realize who you are. But I don't usually forget a face. The name actually sounds familiar. So what's going on with my rod? Trying to get my bait rod out here so I can catch some bait, but it's keeps on drifting back in for something like something's grabbing it and bringing it back up towards the bank. Now it's trying to tangle up in the tree. Oh, there we go. It didn't like that too much, but it's undone. All right, I'm going to kick on my headlight real quick, y'all, and cast out and see where I'm casting at so I can get it out here. Now I'm going to figure out what to do about this strawberry chicken. This should be thawed by now enough to where I can get it out. All right, what did I do with my headlamp? There we go. Try to keep this away from the camera. Works at the Ford factory. I might know him then because I know quite a few people that work at Ford. I've got about 12 or 14 people I know that work at Ford. So all right. Turn this light off so I don't blind y'all if I look at the screen. Yeah, like I said, I might know him, Steve. I'm not sure. I will ask some of my friends that work at Ford to find out if they know who you're talking about. Where'd my stick go? I think I uprooted my. No, there it is. Yes, I think I uprooted my stick here. There's a stick out from my bait rod. Make sure it didn't go nowhere. Hopefully soon enough they'll be done with hopefully be done soon enough with these fireworks. They might not be done with them the whole night, but I don't like I said, I don't think it's going to affect the fishing much because I've had some bites already, some nibbles, and I still see a lot of fish activity. So, and I've caught it during thunder over Louisville. So if I can catch fish during thunder, when they got barges out there, like my fireworks have the barges, I'm pretty sure the bank fireworks ain't going to affect anything. They're so used to bangs around here, they shouldn't bother me. I'm gonna try to get some bait ready for this flathead rod, y'all. My daughter and make sure she's out here still watching the fireworks and put some bait on this big rod and cast it out. But I'm not carrying all these rods down here and not using them. I'm gonna try to throw a piece of this frozen strawberry chicken on it. It should be thawed out enough to get on the hook at least. Yeah, I can squish it on the hook, so that's all that matters. I'm not gonna keep on having this rod out here and not use it. There's no sense in that. All right, let's see if I can get this casted out there somewhere. Sorry if I blind y'all. I got to see where my other lines are at. So. Make sure it's drifting on down. Drifting on down. All right. It's out there at least. Definitely overtopped one of my other lines. Probably crossed up my other one. But it is what it is. Like I said, this current is very bad right now. I didn't turn that one on, did I? Now she's on. See if she gets hit. If y'all can see these lines cross the way they are, it's gonna be a nightmare. Cause I cast it at this direction and it's already sitting over here in this corner, so it's done moved a good 30 yards downstream. But it is what it is. I catch a fish on one of them, I'll maneuver it in one way or another. So now I got strawberry chicken on the blue rod, worm night crawlers on the orange rod, and I got bacon on the green rod. And I got night crawlers on my bait rod. Alrighty. Where did I lose my lighter? Hands off. Fireworks are starting to settle down. My green rod is getting some small little tugs on it. Ain't nothing committing to it yet, so we'll see if it does. Like to look up and see it bent in half, but we'll see if it happens or not. It could bend, it could stay where it's at. Starting to get a bunch more fish activity out here now that the fireworks are slowed down a little bit. But we still had fish activity when the fireworks was going real hard. So boom. Some's out there nibbling on that green rod, but it ain't got the guts to commit on anything. Actually, I use a niece all the time. Uh, I used to pay lake fish down here in Louisville. Uh, I've been using chicken for almost 25 years because of it. Because the pay lakes used to sell anise chicken and strawberry chicken. Anise actually works certain times of year. It works real well. Uh, I didn't bring any down here with me. I've actually got some in the freezer because every time I make strawberry chicken, I make anise chicken. But yeah, I didn't bring any down here with me. I wasn't gonna bring chicken at all because I wanted to. I like having bluegill, skipjack, shad, stuff like that. Yeah, I guarantee you, if I had bluegill out here right now, I probably would have had one or two on the bank. They love bluegill out here, but it's been a long, stressful day. A lot of activity at the house. Very lot of activity at the house. My brother-in-law is having some problems with his wife, so they're in the process of splitting up or whatever. So it's been nonstop drama there. And yeah, I wanted to make sure he was okay before I went out. Make sure the kiddos was okay. And I didn't ever got a chance to go to the creek to catch bluegill, so that's why I'm out here with a bait rod right now and praying something takes it. Yeah, I've actually got probably 3 bottles, 4 bottles of anise at the house that I keep in stock. Certain lakes I go to because we have public stock lakes here that they stock with fresh farm raised catfish, and sometimes anise is the only thing they'll bite on. Yeah, it's the same here. Bullhead, skipjack, and shad and sunfish. If I can catch any of those, I've had a good day. Now we do have a lot of carp in this area. I never knew we had carp out here. We've got bow fishermen out here right now. Well, they're not out here tonight, but they've been out here for the last couple of weeks, and they've been killing the carp and just letting them float down the river. I don't know why they don't throw them up on the bank or whatever. So the animals, because there's a whole bunch of animals around here to eat them. They just leave them floating in the river, which pollutes the water anyway. But we got that. We got a lot of drums down here. I caught in one of my streams. I think I caught 3 drums on the stream. I think one of them was the last drum I caught right after I got off the stream. It was like 8 pounds. I didn't catch any very small ones, any real small ones like I wanted to use for bait. So I had to use about a 3-pounder for bait. But you know, bait's bait. I just wish I could catch one right now. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah, I got this all muddy, nasty water right now. Just less than a week ago, this water was down about 12 foot. And we haven't had that much rain, but it's done rose, I mean, dramatically to the point to where my normal fishing spot's probably good 25 yards in front of me. I can't even get to it. But the last time we come out here, or the time before last when we come out here when it was flooded like this, we did real well. We had, I think we caught, I think 5 on stream, and I think I caught another 4 or 5 when I got off stream. All of them 5 to 10 pounds, or 5 to 8 pounds. I think one of them might have been a 10-pounder. Not no monsters like I'm used to catching. Normally I'm out here trying to catch 30 plus. If it ain't 30 pounds, it ain't worth playing with. But with all the fish being on the bed, I'll take anything right now. I'll take a 5-pounder, 10-pounder, whatever it is. Because right now here in Louisville, all the fish are still just now coming off the bed. Bait rod's turning it up again. Yeah, I don't know. Usually by now this bait rod would have done went off. they've been eating my crawler, but they ain't taking it. So I'm afraid to cast this thing any distance for real because I got a tree less than 20 yards in front of me. Actually, I'd say about 10 yards in front of me. So I really don't want to get tangled up in that tree. But they're all hanging around that tree right now. So I need to get as close as I can to it without getting tangled up in it. And I'll just give it a little bit of slack since it's on a no-row slide sinker and on a Carolina rig. And I'll just lay it in my lap on my leg. So if something grabs it, my hand's 2 inches from it, it'll go right into my hand and I'll just hook them up. Now, I don't know if you was in here a little bit ago, but I had something on my bait rod, grab it and run off with it and almost yanked it out of my hand because I wasn't paying attention and broke off my line. So I'm thinking it might have been a guard because I got 12-pound test line and it took right on through it. John, what is up, brother? Got 3 rods out with no good bait. I got bacon, night crawlers, and strawberry chicken. And I got a bait rod in my lap right now that's got a night crawler on it. We got a lot of small fish in the area because the river's flooded up again where I was when I was having to climb in the tree to break my get my fish free. So we back up in that area. I'm hoping one of these bait fish will take my my bait hook, putting fire out. That ain't good. What you gonna catch on fire now, John? The fireworks just now slowed down here. So, I mean, I was getting bites while the fireworks was going and the fish was still active. But maybe now that it's getting a lot more quiet, maybe the fish will start grabbing stuff. Oh yeah, I can catch 8-pound. I've been known to pull in 8 and 10-pound blues on like 3 and 4-pound line. It just you got to play with it a little bit. But on my main rods, all my main rods, my big light up rods, they've all got 30-pound main line, 40 to 50-pound leaders. Normally I roll about 8-ounce weights on them. I only had 3s on them, and I was gonna bring the 8s with me, and I'm glad I didn't. I've actually got a couple of the 8s with me, but I've got trees over top of me. I don't have no room to cast. I'm just whipping it out the side and praying that I can get it out there because I have no space to cast because of the trees. So I'm kind of glad I didn't use the 8 ounces because I probably wouldn't have got it out there anywhere. But the last time I come out, we had 8 and 10-ounce sinkers, and the current was so bad that you couldn't keep an 8-ounce in the bottom. I'll show you what I was using too. I'm using these big things. 200 grams, which is right at 8 ounces. And they sink in the mud, supposedly. But last time I was out here, I literally had these right here drifting down river like they wasn't even on the line. So, yeah. So it don't really matter if I got 3 ounces or 20 ounces. They're gonna take it on down the river. All I can do is hope it drifts to a good spot. Usually I'm out here on my lives. I'm usually out here, quite a few hours. But tonight's going to be probably a short night. I'm out here. My mom passed away in 1999 on July 3rd at 9:47, and every year as a memorial for my mom, she loved fishing. We go out fishing. Normally I'd have about 10 people with me, but with the way the day's been, I haven't had anybody come out with me yet, so somebody still might show up, but at the same time, I might be gone by the time they get ready to show up. Now my line's backlashing because I got to keep on casting this thing in and pulling it back out. Yeah, it's a funky. When I ordered the mold online, it's a good little sinker. It's a real good sinker. But if you ain't got an open bank to cast that, don't even attempt it. And that's the issue I'm having right now. I bought that mold on Amazon for I think it was $22, but it only makes one of them at a time. But it makes them good. It makes them quick too. I've also got a egg sinker mold that I use a lot that goes up to I think 8 ounces on it, and I use them a lot. I prefer the no rolls. I actually made a no roll sinker, and I need to show y'all the mold. Y'all would get a laugh out of it. I made the mold out of a piece of can't even talk. I made the mold out of a piece of 2x4. I took my milling drill press and used it as a mill, and wound up making a no roll sinker mold out of it. And I think my bait rod just gave out on me. Nope, there it goes. It's trying to give out on me though. I don't want to cast out there. Now it's wanting to roll. It wouldn't move a minute ago. It was all like it was backlashed and tangled in there. Even though I didn't have any backlash in it, it just didn't want to go nowhere. Now it's seems to be doing all right. So there's a knot right there somewhere. All right. I should still have enough out there where I can get to it. I don't care if it stays backlashed or not on this one. As long as I got 12 foot of line to cast out, I'll be good. I got at least 12 foot of line out there. So, all I need is a bait fish. I'm debating on putting my little net out. I've got a minnow umbrella as an umbrella trap for like small fish. Debating on putting it out. The reason why I haven't is because I'm afraid with the river up as high as it is, it's going to mess something up. Miss Becca, how you doing? Glad you made it in. We probably won't be out here as long as we usually are. I'm sorry to hear that, Becca. Yeah, it's horrible. Well, I appreciate you wishing me luck. I don't know if I'll have any luck because you've been out here in most of my streams. You've seen the water when it's up and you've seen it when it's down. I'm back to where I had to climb in that tree to release that one fish that it was tangled in the tree roots. I'm back up that high. Actually, I'm a little bit higher than what I was then. So, ain't got no fish yet. I have a bait. I didn't bring any good bait because I didn't have time to go out and get any bluegill. So I brought my little bait rod with me, and I had something grab a hold of my bait rod, and I'm gonna yank it out of my hand a few minutes ago, about a half an hour ago, and whatever it was snapped my line. So now I got to put it back out, and that's what I'm working on now. It's just it don't want to cast real well, and I got a lot of debris out here because the current is just ripping through. So I got to usually turn the light on, my headlamp on, everything else to see what I'm doing. Now it's hanging up on the bottom of this. Give me a second, y'all. I'm going to try to see if I can't get this bait rod back out here. I might zip the thing out of there as far as I can get it. The fireworks are starting to die down, but I'm hoping my daughter went outside. She called me and said that everybody told her to go in the house because they was getting ready to leave. And I told her, I said, don't worry about it. I said, don't. We live in a safe neighborhood. All the neighbors know who she is. And there ain't no sense of her sitting in the house and missing all the fireworks. Sorry if I blind y'all. I'm looking to see if I see any bait fish out here. I see something moving, but He's pretty far out there. Let's see if I can get my line out that far. Maybe he'll hook up. Stay with me, y'all. Trying to cast over these lines. Oh, come on. Got a barge coming through. I got to be quick with this. If not, my feet are going to get wet. Quit tangling somehow. All right, quit tangling up. Ready. There we go. All right. See if I get down low with it. There we go. That's where I wanted it at. Took a few casts. Carping down under. What is up? The count so far is 0-0. Got a barge coming through right now. Maybe we'll get lucky, get a barge bite. Tonight we're using strawberry chicken, night crawlers, and strawberry chicken, night crawlers, and bacon. The bacon was getting a few hits. I would reel them all in and rebait them because they probably could be used to be rebaited, but they're all crossed over top of each other, so I'm not messing with it unless I have to. I haven't had no good hits to take anything off, so it'll sit there for a few minutes. I do got a bait rod in my lap that I just finally got out there where I wanted it at. There's a little bait pool out here, and I'm casting in the middle of it to see if I can't get some fresh fish to put on a hook. I'm playing with the green rod. It just got tight and slack, so it's moving it. Of course, the green rod is crossed over the blue rod line, it looks like, so I'd see which one actually bends over. Now they're all just bouncing and confusing me. They're just playing with my emotions. Yeah, that's usually what happens if I don't have bluegill out. I'll get some bites. They'll play with it a little bit, but none of them will want to commit. I got a bunch of carp right there in front of me. I wish they'd take it. Actually, I'm not using her pole. Uh, Hopefully you can hear me over top of the bars. I'm not actually using her pole. I'm still in the process of rebuilding it. I gave it to my son because she helped raise my son for quite a while. Uh, so yeah, I'm still in the process of rebuilding it. It's almost done. I made a homemade rod dryer for the finish so I could dry the epoxy, and it didn't work out too well. It kept on moving, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down, speeding up. So I'm working on it still. But yeah, I mean, the night that she passed away, because she's a diehard fisherman, the night she passed away, all the neighborhood kids, there was like 25 of them in the neighborhood, they all used to call her mom. They all showed up at the house, and the night she passed away, and right after the coroner left, we literally all grabbed fishing rods. I had so many young guys in my front yard that I had to wind up taking and making fishing rods as far as like grabbing string, hooks, just to get enough rods for everybody to use. Yeah, it turned out pretty good. Some of the resin is rough because it was spinning, it would stop, it would spin, it would stop, it would spin, it would stop. And it kind of slung it around a little bit. So I've got to re-sand it, wet sand it, re-smooth it. The rod glows beautifully. I mean, it glows like one of these rods at least for a good 30, 40 minutes after it's charged up because they glow in the dark paint. I'm actually working on 2 more rods right now. Well, counting Miss Becca's rod, I'm working on 4 rods. I'm working on my wife's rod. I'm custom building her one. And then I'm custom building me 2 of them. And I'm building Becca one. I've actually got one. I listen to a musical artist named Tech Nine. He's with Strange Music, rapper. And I'm actually making a Tech Nine / Strange Music rod, custom made. And yeah, I'm hoping on getting it done because National Strange Day is, I think, August 24th or something like that. So I want to be able to use that rod. It's going to take about close to 35 to 40 hours to do it. I'm doing gold leafing in it, all kinds of decals and stuff. It's going to be like a 3-tone, like a candy red paint. So yeah, it's going to take quite some time to get it done. Quite a few hours worth. Now they're all just swaying from the waves. Which I'm glad I'm sitting where I'm at. Oh, you love Tech Nine too? Yeah. Scary thing about that, a friend of mine introduced me about 10 years ago, 12 years ago to the singer, well, the artist, Brother Lynch Hung. And I liked all of his music. And I was listening to ICP at the time with my brother now, but I never listened to Tech Nine. Never paid him no mind. And then I started listening to some of his music, and I'm like, man, he's better than the rest of them. Now I think I own almost every Tech Nine song ever written. So, yeah, I love Tech Nine and Strange Music, so I think the rod's going to be a nice addition to my fishing equipment. Now, me getting the Strange logo, the Snake and the Bat logo, cut that small is going to be very hard. Yeah, very crazy music. Yep. His older music though, when I started listening to him, wasn't that crazy. It was just more, it was more like the old NWA and the old Ice Cube NWA and stuff like that. But yeah, that was his older music. And then he switched over to this insane music that he does now, which is just insane. I guess we ain't gonna catch no bait fish because this feels like it's got snagged up again due to the barge going through. And I'm not gonna put another sinker on this thing. Yeah, it broke off, so it's done for the night. I'm not playing with this thing no more. I'm not gonna be out here long tonight anyways. Another hour or two, and I'll just fish with what I got and pray I get a bite. I hope I get something because I'm not trying to have two. I don't want to have two skunk streams in a row. I had my first three with skunks. My first three lives with skunks, and everybody said that the fish are camera shy. So once you break that skunk, it usually gets better. Well, it did for my last two streams before. My fourth and fifth stream went pretty dang good. I had caught quite a few fish. Had a whole bunch of real nice takedowns. I mean, these rods are bent in half, almost touching the water. And then last two times I've been out tonight and last week, nothing. Hardly any bites whatsoever. It don't help that all my lines are in crazy positions. I think right now the waves are causing they're probably rubbed up against the tree again. But they did last time when the current took them down. There's a tree right here I got to climb on to bring the fish in. Last time that we got this bad, the lines went up against the tree, and yeah, see that's what it's doing now. They're all going like this at one time, so they're probably all on top of each other, touching the tree or something. The tree sways. Check them out with my headlamp. See what's going on. Oh yeah, that looks awful out there. Just got on blind y'all with the light if I can help from it. Yeah, I think my lines are rubbing up against that tree out there for some reason. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about when I say it's flooded. I don't know if you all seen it earlier, but this is the stuff I'm dealing with. You got all kinds of debris floating down the river and everything else. A lot of that stuff keep on grabbing my lines and everything else and pulling my lines. So that's what I'm dealing with right there. I was hoping it was gonna calm down a little bit, but apparently it ain't gonna calm down anytime soon. If they open up the locks, I'm literally less than a half mile down from the water treatment plant, and when they open up the locks down in the water treatment plant, this water will start dropping dramatically. I mean, it'll drop probably an inch every 10 minutes. So I wish they'd open it up. I mean, I still can't get out there to do anything, but at least I'd be able to see where my lines are going, and it would actually slow down the current a little bit. But right now, all I'm doing is bumping driftwood. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can't get one of these rods reeled in and recast it out and see what happens as far as like see if I can get it in without getting crossed over top of something. That's gonna be the fun part. All right, let's see what rod goes where. So the orange rod I might be able to get in. I'll go under. Right here. Dad's trying to hang up on stuff out there. I ain't got no bait on that no more. I'm getting all this grassy stuff right here. Let me take my head back off. Getting all this grassy stuff right here tangling up in my lines, and it's causing my lines to float down river. Anytime the current gets bad out here, it does that. So I'm gonna put another piece of bait on here, cast this one back out, and see if I can't get the other ones in real quick and see what I can do. Actually, I ought to probably reel them all in at one, reel them all in one at a time. That way I can put them back out there and see what happens. Check the bait on all of them. It's easier to cast when they're all reeled in than it is casting when they're all out there. Especially since I've only got about 10 foot of, I've got about 10 to 12 foot of bank out here, and I'm under tree line. So I've got to cast an angle to get around the tree. So let me see what I can do here. These don't look like they cross, don't look like it. Now, if they're not over top of that tree out there, it'll be another story, but it was crossed a little bit, but I got it in, so that works. I won't complain about that. One rig, yeah, that's a one rig saved. Strawberry chicken still on it. And I just put that on there, so I'm gonna check it, the thing here. All right, the last rod. Let's see if we can get it in. Check the bacon out. See, my rod right now, y'all can't see it, but right now my rod is actually touching the tree. I get it spinning, moving fast enough, maybe I get it to the top of the water before. There we go. I still got all my bacon on there. Apparently they didn't want no bacon tonight. All right, let me get these rods back up, see what I can do. Sorry if I blind y'all, I'm trying not to. This light bright. I'm gonna turn this a little bit so y'all don't get blinded. Gotta get down here to cast these things. It ain't done at an angle down here. All right, well, there's one. It's already drifted way down the river to the all the way to the tree already. Another one I throw out from across. Come on, tighten that foot. Mine don't want to tighten, but it's all good. I'll make it tighten in a minute. See if I can get this out a little bit further than that one. That's a lot better. That's where I wanted to be at. All right. And it is almost all the way against the tree again. All right. Now I gotta put bait on this one. This will put a chunk of strawberry chicken and some nice hollow both on it. Yeah. Actually, you know what we're gonna try? We're gonna try some of this garlic strawberry chicken. I got some out here, but I will use it. Really? I don't know what did that because that was a real good cast too. That got that pretty good. It's still sinking. Hold on. Are you sinking or are you just dragging up? I'm doing both. And you know what? That's far enough. I took out about over half my line, so yeah, we're just drifting down bank. For some reason, this one won't tighten up. I might have to twice get that back in and recast that one and see what happens. Yeah, that's not tightening up for some reason. Tightened up a little bit there. There's a big old log floating down river. How much more bet it grabs my stuff? Come on now. Barely. Barely. A little bit better. There we go. All righty. Now we have strawberry chicken, strawberry garlic chicken, and bacon. And the blue light went out again. I don't know what's going on with that. Actually, I'm quite a bit of distance away from where John was at. He's in Ohio, and I'm in Kentucky. But half the waters connect anyway, and that's probably why. So they got a lot of rain down that way, and every time they get rain over there, it comes down here, and we get flooded in. So I'm gonna turn this blue one off for a second. I think I got to shorten the wire somewhere. Usually when I turn it off, it'll come back on. Yeah, I think I crimped the wire on this one. I pulled the plug too tight or something. I'll just leave it out for a few minutes and it should come back on. Since I got 6 wonderful people in the stream. I appreciate everybody being in. Wish we could get more bites. But it is what it is, you know. That's why they call it fishing and not catching. It's totally up to the fish. Now, the last time me and my buddy come out here and the water was like this, it was real high and the current was real insane. We still hooked into, we still landed two nice blues. I think one was 8.5 pounds and one was pushing 9, or almost pushing 10, a little over 9. But and then he hooked into something that was probably close to 20, 25 pounds and it broke him off. That's why I don't bring down the smaller rods when I come down here. I think he had 15-pound test line on his line and it was older line. I'm like, I don't fish with anything under 20, 25 pounds test. Not in the river. Especially if you're using a 10-aught circle hook with a bluegill head the size of your hand. You don't use any 10-pound, 15-pound test line. In flooded waters, yeah, you're asking for trouble. Yeah, the water, the waves and stuff and all the currents making all my rods bounce. Can't really see the blue rod too well. Because like I said, I think I pinched the wires when I put that one together. Sometimes I'll be able to mess with it a little bit and it'll come on. Other times it won't. And then if I let it sit for a few minutes, I'll go back over and hit the button and it comes on. So I don't know. Now, if we do hook one, I'm going to try to turn the camera where y'all can get the best angle y'all can. To see if I can try to get a good angle where y'all can see me pulling it in. If I have to go to the tree over here, it might not work. But if I can get it right here in front of us, then all I got to do is shine the camera down and the light down, and y'all should be able to see me pulling out of the water itself too. So then you'll be able to see the rod go down and me getting the fish. That's if we do any good. Now, I love this spot when the water's down. This is the spot that I come to, not only because it's convenient to where I live, because it's very convenient, but all my spots that I like to fish usually have been to the point to where there are no fishing zones right now. I've been chased off by the cops 4 or 5 times and told I can't be down there fishing. And it's not that it's private property or anything else. It's legal to fish there, but we've had so much turmoil go on in the last year and a half that there's so much violence going on in Louisville right now that they're chasing people out of areas. A lot of places I fish, are unsafe for a lot of people to go in. So when the cops see you go in that area, the first thing they do is tell you to leave. I thought by now it would get better because it first started about 6-8 months ago. I walked up to a spot that I normally go to. I pulled up and I pulled my rods out of the car, and it's a boat dock, a boat ramp, so you can go fishing there. It's in a public park on the river. I pulled right up, and as soon as I pulled up, the cops looked at me, shook their head, and said, "No, you got to go." I'm like, "Do what?" They said, "There's no gathering in Louisville." I'm like, "I'm not gathering. I'm by myself coming fishing." They said, "Nope, ain't happening." My favorite spot to actually be is about 10, 15 miles downriver. There's some docks behind a restaurant. I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant. we've caught some monsters down there. I'm talking, uh, I caught some before YouTube. I had some massive personal bests. I mean, 76-pound blue. I mean, 76-pound flathead and right at 101 blue. And they was all caught off a little dock down behind this restaurant. And the restaurant was letting us go down there every night, go fishing, never gave us a problem. And then all of a sudden, you know, we started telling everybody, hey, this is where we fish at. This is what we're using for bait. Next, you know, people start showing up over there, trashing the docks, leaving their trash lay everywhere, uh, tearing stuff up. And then we went in there one day and they said, nobody's allowed back up here. Uh, I'm hoping, I'm hoping on getting permission to go back this year. If not this year, sometime spring of next year. I've been talking to the manager. He basically said it depends on what my YouTube channel does between now and then on if he thinks it's enough reason for me to use the dock. But if I do get to use it again, I can promise you right now, we're going to have a fun live because we're going to take it back in time. We're going to go, I'm going to do another Dimension live. I'm talking back to the 90s. So it'll be pretty epic. Hopefully I'll just get permission to do it. Oh, Green Rod got a little tappy. Wish he'd take it over, but apparently he ain't committed enough. He pulled some of the slack out of it, but that's about it. Let me check his blue rod, see if his blue rod will light back up yet. Bing. You let it sit and it'll start working. Yeah, I don't understand why they do that, Carpet. It annoys me. I yell at everybody down here, do not leave your trash. Do not leave your trash. Pick it up. Even if, you know, even if it ain't your trash, but it's something you can fit and carry with you, take it with you. I got mad at myself because I throw all my trash in my big go bag. I got a big bag that holds all my rods and all my gear. And I threw my go bag over my shoulder a couple weeks ago and was walking out of here and dropped a monster can on the ground, didn't know it. And I was up here mad at myself because I dropped a monster can, you know. And I told my wife, I said, you know, now I got to come up here with a garbage bag and pick up all this trash, which we did that night. She grabbed it. She had a little grocery store bag and she grabbed all a bunch of trash and we took it up here to, there's a restaurant behind me and about, let's say, a block up behind me. And we passed through it to get to my house. She just carried all the trash up the hill and threw it in the trash can. I don't know why people can't do that. But I'm praying they let me come back, go back down there because I tell you what, I've caught some monsters and the bait that I was using, I won't tell y'all right now because I really am waiting and praying that this goes through and I'll show y'all all the baits I was using and y'all will get a kick out of it. Most of y'all will probably laugh and go, what are y'all doing? But this bait I've caught carp, gar, blue cats, channels, flatheads, and everything on one bait. And I'm talking, we normally catch 5 or 10 a piece a night, and all of them be 10, 20 pounds. We hooked into a gar. My brother-in-law hooked into a gar that was almost 6 foot long, almost drug him off the dock. So that tell you how good the bait works. But like I said, I want to reveal that when I go and get a chance to go live. Plus, I gotta be able to get the bait too. Getting it is almost impossible now. So if I can get some, I'll show y'all what it is. But that's the plan, to get the bait and to get the permission to go back down there. Yeah, remember the story on that gar? That gar was massive. Still got that rod too. That's one of the next rods I got to work on. It's a big old surf rod. And I still got the little bitty rod. I had a little, I'm wanting to say it was a, I can't remember what brand it is now. I honestly can't. I think it was either Mitchell or Shimano. I think it was a Shimano rod and reel. And it was a little bait cat, I mean, a little spinning rod and reel, a little cheap junk. Well, it wasn't cheap because it was Shimano, but it was made for bass fishing and carp fishing. And I couldn't get a catfish rod, so I took it down there and it broke. I literally cut this thing down to where it's only about 4 foot tall and painted the tip of it orange. I mean, yellow, the safety yellow. Because back then, that's all we could find was safety yellow. What they used to paint the stripes and stuff in the parking lots with. And that was my favorite rod for the longest time because you didn't have to cast far off the dock. I could still cast it a good, 20 to 30 to 40 yards, I'd say. Probably, a good cast be 30, 40 yards out. And you only had to cast out 10 to 15, you'd catch good fish. So had a good cast on it. And since the dock was made with the planks going this way, I could lay the rod down inside the dang planks, in between the planks. And when the fish would hit it, it would go sideways like this. And the rod tip would bend without it pulling in. So we lost quite a few rods on that dock. We'd lay them down on top of that dock and a fish hit them and in the water it went. Yeah, I believe it. The catfish action has been insane for some reason. I mean, it's been non-existent. Non-existent. We sit out here I think about 4 or 5 days ago, me and my wife and my stepson come out here and we was watching the catfish come up. I mean, literally see them come up, float to the top of the water, chasing after the shad and the skipjack and stuff because it's all bait pool out here. And we was watching them come up and grab these bait fish. But they didn't touch the rods. Did not touch them at all. And I had bluegill heads. We had, I think we tried strawberry chicken, garlic strawberry chicken, bluegill heads, body chunks. I put out a whole bluegill. Nothing. Wouldn't touch the rod to save my life. But you can see them. I mean, we literally had one swim up, about a 10-pound blue swim right up to the edge of the water. We sitting there watching him swim around. I was even pulling my rods in closer, thinking, hey, well, maybe they're in close because they're coming off the beds and they're looking for food. Didn't work. But yeah, fans, I love catching gar anyway. That's my second favorite fish to catch. My first is catfish. Second is gar. Because you hook into one of them 4.5, 5 foot gar, and I tell you what, you're in for a fight. They will fight you tooth and nail. Now that I've got bigger gear and got a lot more experience on my belt because I started doing this 35 years ago. So, I've learned a lot of little stupid things where I made my mistakes and did things wrong. And now I've gotten a lot more experience under my belt. Now I would like to catch one of them 6, 8, 10 foot gar. I'd love to. I've got the gear now to handle it. Before I didn't. Plus, I know more tips and tricks on how to cook them, and everything else. Because, I mean, we used to get gar bites all the time where they just snatch your rod off the dock because they hit it so fast and then let go of it. But, yeah, now I know that you got, got to give them time to run with it and everything else. That's stuff I didn't know back then 35 years ago. We just a bunch of, young adults, out there having a good time. Of course, back then, 3-pound fish was an exciting night. Hey, we caught a 3-pound fish. Whoopee, yay, awesome. And then when we started hooking into 40s and 50s and 60s, then it was like them 3-pound fish. we didn't even want to see them. You know, we hook into one, it's like we just wasted our time, you know, hooking into that thing. It's, you know, 3 minutes, 4 minutes of our time to reel it in and cast back out, to put it back out there where it was at for the big boy to hit it. Oh yeah, 4 or 5 foot will rip some drag. It will rip some drag. Now, was you catching long nosed garfin or alligator gar? Because down here all we have is long nose. They've reintroduced Kentucky Fish and Wildlife has reintroduced alligator gar, but in small amounts. Yes, I have used a piece of nylon for a rope for gar. Make a rope lure. Yeah, I've done it. Actually, believe it or not, the best gar lure we've ever had was the cellophane. I'll show you right here. The silver cellophane out of a pack of a cigarette pack, the shiny part, will catch gar all day long. Long nose and alligator, yeah. See, all we have out here mainly is long nose. We do have some alligator gar, but they're further down river, down by Lake Cumberland and area and stuff. I'm trying to get out that way this year because they have a lot of they've done reintroduced sturgeon and alligator gar out in that area, so they don't seem to travel that far. According to Kentucky Fish and Wildlife, they haven't caught any. I think within the 10-mile stretches is the only place they've been reported getting caught. And there's a big dam down there where they're all congregating at. So that was my goal, to get to there this year. Probably this fall is when we'll try to go down there. Uh, it's been on and off with these vehicles. My truck was getting 10 miles a gallon, getting death wobble. I couldn't go over 35 mile an hour, couldn't take it on the expressway. So me going a 2 hour drive in that truck was impossible. Um, Bought me a new little vehicle. I bought me a PT Cruiser, newer PT Cruiser. Well, not new, it's newer for me because most of my vehicles I usually get 10,000 or, you know, 99s, 98s, 2000 models. So I got a 2008 right now. And when I got it, it had a bunch of issues, and I'm just now getting them fixed. I finally got the clutch working right, and it's staying running the way it's supposed to be. I've drove around about 5 or 6 miles, 7 miles, went through all the gears, and it seems to be doing okay now. So bushings are an issue because every time I put a shift bushing on there, a week later the shift bushing's bad. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm gonna have to probably order some expensive racing bushings or something because I've never seen one tear the bushings out that fast. But yeah, I've had to replace the bushings twice, and I've only drove it about 8 miles, 9 miles. Well, I say total of 50 miles because I've taken it out a couple times and taken it around the block a few times and stuff. Yes, they are. They're making a comeback big time. Um, I wish we get them back here. The Ohio River used to be just full of alligator gar. I'm talking full of alligator gar, but people fished it out. You know, they took them out of here, killed them for sport. Um, and I hate that. I hate when you kill a fish for sport. Now, if it's a, you know, an invasive species like a Asian carp or something like that, I don't care. You kill them all. You know, they're not supposed to be here anyway, and they're taking over our waters. I got no problem with that. My only issue with some of that is because we got a lot of bow fishermen out here, and yeah, they've been hitting the bow, hitting them hard. And I come out here, I think it was about a month ago, and there was probably 10 dead Asian carp floating right up on the edge of the bank. And I'm like, if you're gonna kill them, pull them out of the water. Cool. On a lake and catching all those, huh? That's awesome, Finn. Really? That's cool to know, Steve. I might check it out actually. I might actually check it out. That's cool to know. Yeah, I really love for the alligator gar population to come back to Louisville. I've never caught one. And I've honestly been fishing the Ohio River for over 35 years. Let's see here. I started when I was 14 and well, about 35 years because I'm 49 now. So yeah. Hi baby, you back at the house? So yeah, about 35 years I've been fishing the Ohio River. And I'm talking me and my brother-in-law, we fished almost every stretch of this river in Kentucky, or at least in Louisville. We've walked the banks for miles and miles to find spots. Um, we've caught everything. I mean, we've caught drum, sauger, carp, gar, cat, blues, channels, flatheads. We've caught everything but sturgeon and alligator gar. And they're supposed to be in the waters now, but they're just, the population is so small that it don't work too well. Now, one thing I do want to try to catch also this year, my target species this year, because they're part of my bucket list fish, is I got to catch me a sturgeon, got to catch a sturgeon, and I want to try to catch a spoonbill. Now, everybody says you have to snag a spoonbill, but when I was in the west end of Louisville, the area where they don't let you go no more, um, people was catching them on accident. They would throw out a piece of bluegill or something like that, and they would actually catch them in the mouth. They would wind up eating that fish. Or if they had shrimp on the hook, they'd eat the shrimp. So I really like to catch a spoonbill and catch it in the mouth. I've been with people when they've caught big, massive spoonbills, but they've always snagged them, and I really don't care for the snagging thing. Um, honestly, it's a sport, but it's not a sport. Well, see, that's what I said too, Steve, about them ranging a lot longer. But for some reason, the ones that they put in, because of course they are hybrids. Well, they're not hybrids, but they was how would you put it? They was farm raised. They raised them and released them into the river. And I'm thinking because of that, they haven't wandered off yet. And most of them aren't that big yet. I think the biggest one that's been caught out of there in the last 3 or 4 years is maybe 11 pounds, 12 pounds. I think once they get bigger, uh, they'll start to spread a lot more. And I'm hoping they do. I really hope they do because, I've never caught a sturgeon. 35 years of doing this heavily. And there was, when me and my brother in law was younger, we literally went fishing every night. If we didn't go every night, we went at least 5 days a week. And like I said, we've caught every species in this river, seen things in this river you wouldn't believe. And yeah, it's like I've never seen a sturgeon. Really? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I think once they get a little bit bigger, Willie, what's up? I think once they get bigger, Steve, I think they're going to move up and down this river so much that they won't be able to contain them or whatever. They're just going to take over, which I hope they do. I really hope they do. I'd honestly love to catch a sturgeon. Like I said, a spoonbill. Um, I want to re-break all my PBs this year. Uh, my PBs before YouTube, I had a 68-pound flathead. I think it was 68 pound flathead, or 76. I'm sorry, I can't remember. It's been so many years. And 101-pound blue, but that was so many years ago because the pay lakes have wiped out this river. They've taken all the big fish out and put them in these tournament lakes, and they've pretty much killed the river. It's slowly starting to come back, but man, I mean, it needs to come back faster, but it's not going to. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I really, really want to break all my PBs. Right now, since I restarted my PBs on YouTube, my personal best blues 39 pounds, uh, and my personal best flathead's only 10.5 pounds. And the bad about it is, if the water would stay down for more than, I'd say, a week and a half, I could probably quadruple my flathead, quadruple it, because less than, I say, 25, 30 yards this direction, the way the current's going, there's 5 or 6 full-size trees. I'm talking 25, 30-foot tall trees laying down in the water. And yeah, I can go over there and that's full of flatheads. But I got to cast from this angle, going this direction with the current, and let the current take it about 5 or 10 foot from them trees, and then stop it to back it off. Because if I don't, then you ain't getting your rig back. And once one of them flatheads hit it, you've actually literally only got about maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes to get that hook set and drag him away from them trees, or you ain't getting it back. Yeah, they take them from all over the place. They take them all over the place, Steve. I mean, if they can't get them here in the Ohio River, they go to any other river they can get, wherever they can get. And I mean, I used to be a big pay lake fisherman and everything. I'll still go every once in a while because, if my buddies want to go, we go. But as far as going on a normal basis, I can't do it because, I've always been a river fisherman. I do better in the river. I ain't gonna lie. I've had some decent luck at pay lakes, some decent luck, but for some reason you got to fish it different. When you go to fish a lake, a regular lake is different than a pay lake, and a river is different than the pay lake or a regular lake. I mean, each one's got a different, way to fish it. And I've had some luck at pay lakes and regular lakes, but I've been a river fisherman my whole life. I know more about the currents, the eddies, and everything else than I do in a lake. You put me in a lake and I'm out of my element. I know enough to catch fish, but yeah, I couldn't tell nobody how to do it. I honestly couldn't. I mean, I could tell them what I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure somebody can walk up to them right next to me and tell them how to do it better because I don't have that much experience on lakes. Now, the stock lakes, oh, that was a good hit. That was a good one on the orange rod. Come back and get that. That was no more than 10 foot away from me, y'all. No exaggeration. 10 foot away from me. Yeah. And that splash you just heard is 10 foot away from me. But see, it hit it and let go of it. It hit it and let go of it. Hey, at least they bit. That's a good sign. All right, well, I'm coming home in a few minutes anyway, baby. I'm gonna cut this stream off in a little bit anyway. Yeah, I wish he'd come back though. That's the first fish action we've had all night besides the bait fish that ripped the rod out of my hand. I'm trying to remember what I got on that rod. I'm thinking, is it green rod bouncing? Yeah, green rod just got hit now. Green rod's bouncing now. Y'all can't see it because it's behind the other rod. But maybe it's going down the bank. I want this more than I want this. I got bacon on the green rod. I've got garlic strawberry chicken on the orange rod, and I've got regular strawberry chicken on the blue rod. So yeah, they're just now starting to get active again. Of course, that might not even be a bite. That might have been, let me check something. With this current going like it is, and we had a bunch of debris. Yeah. The debris slowed down quite a bit. I'm not seeing that much debris out there. There's a little bit, but not much. And the current slowed down just a hair, so. And it actually looks like the waters went down a couple inches. Not much, a couple inches. So I'm starting to see the top of that tree that I'm fishing over top of now. So maybe that'll put a fire under their butts. Hold on a second, y'all. I got a phone call. I got to step away for just a second. Hello. 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 I think they accidentally doubted me because I kept on saying hello and they never answered me. Another one just jumped and rode out there about 10 foot, 20 foot in front of me. The bad about it is my rods are not really that far out. I mean, I casted them probably out 25, 30 yards, so that's probably about as far as I can get them. And the current's done drifting them back up by the bank. So they're probably only about 20, 25 yards out. Or 15 to 20 yards out, I should say. Sorry, y'all, I'm bad with numbers. Yeah, I'm probably going to cut the stream here in about 15 minutes or so. My daughter's at the house and she wants me to come home. So she ain't been feeling good all day. She was supposed to come out here with me. I felt so bad because she wanted to go so bad because she wanted to come out here to, fish for her grandma, but she was getting sick and everything else. And she's like, I don't feel it. I can't do it. Yeah, that's what I do too, Steve. Right now, unfortunately, I can't quite do that as well as I normally do. Literally, I got a tree, and if you look at any of my other videos, you'll see that tree. At my last stream, matter of fact, would be the best one to look at. You'll see the tree that goes long ways across where I'm at, and literally, that's underwater. You can't even see the tree at all. It's underwater. You see like one or two of the roots. It's about all you can see. It's under about 3 foot of water, and it's probably, if I shine my light out there, I say it's 10 foot, 15 foot in front of me at the most. And it's got a bunch of roots and branches hanging off of it. So if I hit into that tree, I'm not getting my gear back, at least not tonight. The last time we had to deal with that tree, I lost 9 rigs, and I found 3 of them, already. My wife found 1. I found 2 of them. And I haven't actually started digging in that tree yet because if I do, I know for a fact I'm going to find more. But yeah, I can't get in close as I want to. Because last time we come out, when the water was this high, me and my buddy come out here the last time it was this high, and he was literally casted when he hooked into that big one. He was no more than 15 foot off the bank, 20 foot off the bank. He cast it out at an angle this direction and let current bring it in, and he just let it. As soon as it hit the bottom, he just didn't mess with it, And he had the rod out, and the rod just bent in half, and he grabbed it, and it's 20, 25 pounder or more. I've never seen that rod that he was using bend like it did, so it was a good fish, and it started pulling drag off his reel. I'm like, hey, you got a good one finally. Sure enough, it hit that tree, and when he finally got that line in, no fish, no line, no sinker, no nothing. We was watching it after the fish ran him into the tree. We was watching him every time he pull up on the fish, the tree would move. So it ran him straight into that tree. I had one about 3 lives ago. I was climbing out on another tree on the roots, hanging down in the water because I hooked into about a 7-8 pound blue, and he ran underneath that tree and tangled the line in the roots. And even if I would have cut the line, he couldn't have got. He would have died. He would have died. There was no way he was going to get free. So I had to literally get in there, hang upside down with a knife, with a flaying knife, and cut through the tree root to get the line off to get him in. It took me about 20 minutes to get that fish in. I fell, ripped my back up, busted my elbow all up. It was hilarious. I think I still got a scratch on my back from it. Yeah, I still got scratches. They cut all the way up my back. And that was 2, 3 weeks ago. It got me good. Busted my whole elbow open. Got my wallet wet. I literally went through the tree roots, and my butt was sitting in the water, and my legs was up on the roof like this. I just couldn't move. I had to pull myself up. By the time I got up, the whole back of my pants was wet, and my wallet was wet. Luckily, I didn't have my phones in my pocket, or they probably would have been ruined. Shoes, my brand new shoes, I forgot to change them out. I stepped down in there and wound up going up to my almost to my kneecap. It was an epic failure that night, but we landed that night. I landed 5 fish on stream, and then 4 or 5 fish on stream, and my buddy showed up, and we landed another 3 or 4 off stream. So even though it was a nightmare and a failure, it still turned out good. Now we need a good takedown like the one we just had, where it commits and don't want to let it back up. Actually, I want another takedown like I had. What was it? 4 or 5 lives ago, where they almost took my rod in. Oh, no doubt it was. It was. It's America's Funniest Home Video winner for sure. I even turned the camera. I literally turned the camera so where people can watch me walk across the tree and see my light shining through the tree roots from the other side of the river, shining up, trying to get that fish free. I don't know if you ever check out Palmetto Cats. Um, he's a good guy. He's got a great channel, and he's got the Golden Whisker Awards. And I'm surprised that nobody nominated that one or the takedown that I had on that rod, because um, I didn't see I didn't see it go down at first, and then this blue rod right here, it literally bent so much that my rod holder, it was almost straight like this. A few more seconds and he would have had that rod in the water. I'll go ahead and tell me a story. Shoot, I'll I love stories, especially about fishing. Can up here so I can throw it away. I was boat fishing straight in fast current, had my rod down, straight down, 15 foot of water. Okay. Yeah, they'll do that. They will do that. They will bend a rod in half, and you think you got a 50-pound blue, and it's dang gar. Yeah, I don't get to do much boat fishing though. I've only went maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. Well, I can't say that. I've only went 2 or 3 times in the last 30 years. Oh, that would hurt. That would hurt. An 8-ounce sinker right between the eyes. Yeah, the last boat experience I had didn't turn out too well. It was me, my brother-in-law, his boss at the time. I bet you it did knock you out. Uh, Me, my brother-in-law, his boss at the time, which was a semi-pro bass fisherman, and a friend of mine named Mike went out fishing on this boat, and it was only supposed to be like 2 people in the boat. It was only big enough for 2, 3 people. We had 4 of us out there trying it anyway. So every time we went to cast out, we was telling everybody casting out. Well, I said casting out, and my buddy Mike didn't hear me, and I went to cast out. And when I did, luckily my brother-in-law seen what was going on and stopped my rod. Oh, but yeah, I'm glad you didn't land in the water. You get hit in the eye, in between the eyes with an 8-ounce sinker, you're out cold. If you ain't, you're so dazed that you're not gonna know what's going on. You would land in the river, you probably wouldn't have came back out. But yeah, I mean, my buddy though, he stepped behind me, and I went to cast. Luckily, my brother-in-law seen that rod and grabbed that rod, and I didn't know why I couldn't cast. And luckily, I didn't get to cast because the hook got him right here in his eyelid. If I would have cast, there'd been no eye left. I promise you. Luckily, we saw it in time because I was getting ready. I mean, I literally had like this and started to yank. And when I did, my brother-in-law grabbed the rod, and I told him, I said, "That's why we're yelling, casting out. That way, you know for a fact, don't step behind the rod." Got some big ones rolling. We got a lot of fish activity in the water, but we ain't got much going on as far as bites. We got that one decent bite just a minute ago, but other than that, I ain't seen nothing. All right, I'm gonna probably give this about another 5 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Normally, I'd sit out here till 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, but my daughter hasn't been feeling good, and I don't really want to. She wants me to come. She wants me to come home, and I don't want to leave her there. I'll go home and spend time with her. But I do want to give it at least another 5 minutes because it just now hit 12 o'clock, and see if the bite changes. If I didn't catch anything on the third, maybe I'll catch it on the fourth. That'd be funny as hell if at 12:01 one of my rods went over. All right, thank you, Steven. Steve. Thanks for coming in, brother. It's nice talking to you too. I come out here as much as I can, so if you're ever in the stream, you see me pop up, come on in. Everybody, every good person's welcome. Everybody good's welcome. Getting a little chilly out here tonight. They said the lows are supposed to drop down. It's supposed to go down every hour. Uh, I think we're supposed to get down at even 68 degrees tonight or something like that. To me, that's cold outside, especially since it's been 80 and 90 and 100 down here. And this shirt I'm wearing is like silky material. Yeah, gets real chilly sometimes when the wind blows. It don't help. It was wet from the sweat from me walking down here carrying all that gear in the sun, and then all of a sudden it's still damp from the sweat, and they now it's getting chilly out here and the wind's blowing. Well, y'all, I guess I'm gonna have to call this another skunk stream. I keep on having streams like lives like this. I guess I'm gonna start calling it your boy Troy Skunked instead of your boy Troy Catfishing. Of course, I knew the bite was gonna be hard right now. It probably will be for another couple of weeks. I just hope it clears up in the next couple of weeks, and I actually hope this water level goes down. It's really got to go down and stay down, because if I still get accepted, they still waiting on everybody to sign up for that catch and cook. I'm supposed to be doing that down here because it's the only place I know of in Louisville that I can come to right now and start a fire. So I'll be having to do it down here. So I'm hoping and praying this water goes down, because catfishing this way out here where I'm at now, doing what I'm dealing with now, and trying to use this little bit of bank I've got to do everything is going to be impossible. I'll still make it work one way or another, but it ain't going to be fun. They're starting to get active again. I'm hearing them come up and splash, chasing the bait fish, but they dang sure ain't done nothing. We got that one hit. Of course, if I had bluegill out here, I guarantee you I would have done landed at least 3. That's my that's my fault for not getting the bluegill. Yeah, Fins, I'm actually trying to do that iron catch and cook. I signed up through Palmetto on his page and everything else. Um, as far as I know, I was accepted into it. They have to get all the people in and find out who all is going to register for the catch and cook, um, and then find out what channels he's going to actually use to do it. So at the end of the day, if I'm the one that's picked, I plan on coming down here and doing it. I don't normally eat fish that often. When I was little, when my mom was alive, that's all we ate. At least 4 times a week, we ate catfish. And I got so tired of eating it. I'm like, I don't want to eat another catfish in my life. Um, so, but you know, just to get out here and have a good time. Yeah, just get out here and have a good time and everything else. Try some new stuff. I love cooking out in the wild anyway. A bunch of my people done asked me when I was going to do a catch and cooks, or if I would do catch and cooks, and I told them I probably wouldn't. And then I seen the tournament, the Iron Cats, and I'm like, you know what? It sounds like something fun to do. It's different. Why not? I just pray I can catch something to cook. Knowing my luck, that'll be the one day that I freaking hook into nothing but 25 and 30 pounders that night because I need to catch a 5 or 6 pounder and it won't happen. So I heard a little bit about it, not much. You ought to check it out, man. He's still looking for a lot of people to do it if you're interested. He's still looking for a lot. I think he had eight spots open, and I think he only had 5 or 6 people sign up for it. So yeah, just go to shop at palmettocats.com. I think is what it's at. Uh, it's scheduled for the 24th of this month. I think it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon till 9 o'clock at night. And the rules are basically you've got to stay on camera the whole time. You got to cook 2 side dishes with it, and everybody's gonna be judged by uh, the presentation of the food, most likely to try it, um, and stuff like that. The only thing you can go off the camera for is if you have to use the bathroom, you can take a potty break. You still got to leave the stream running, as far as I know. If you get disconnected from your stream, you have to be signed back in within 10 minutes or you're disqualified. Um, it's a bunch of simple stuff, though. And you cannot kill the fish on live. You have to take it somewhere like if you catch the fish before you kill it and clean it, you have to kill it off screen and then come back and clean it on screen. But you got to clean it on screen, cook it on screen, and everything else. But it sounds fun, though. I think, stuff like that's pretty cool. Like I told my wife, I said, eating one more catfish ain't gonna kill me. If it does, then it does. But it's one of those things to where it sounds like something fun to do, so we're gonna do it. And Palmetto, Kevin does a lot. I mean, on those Iron Cats, that man puts in work. He honestly does. He has some of the best live streams there is when it comes to these tournaments and stuff. He makes a real good announcer, I should say. Real good announcer. So all right, y'all. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call this stream done for the night, so I can get home to my daughter. Uh, we ain't having no luck anyway. I wasn't planning on staying out that long anyway, just a few hours to try to get out for my mama. Maybe get some luck on my side because luck's been pretty bad fishing here lately, and I think I contribute some of that to me not getting off my butt and coming out when I'm supposed to. But we're going to call this stream done for the night, and I appreciate everybody coming in. And he'll probably have another one. He'll probably have another one. He's going to do all these. It all depends on how it turns out. If it turns out as good, so if it's other Iron Cats, he'll probably do it again next year, or maybe even sometime in the end of this year. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, y'all, and I appreciate everybody coming in. My battery just said it low and going to battery saver mode because I never even plugged it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, and I'll catch y'all later. And I appreciate everybody coming in. Good fishing. Keep y'all's lives tight. Hope y'all get some big ones. And I'll catch y'all later.